Good morning, class. I came to this class as a inconfident, shy, and hyperactive person, not knowing the importance of communication. As Miss Simmons said once in my assignment, it's not all about being great in IT. All right. From this class, this class was a very valuable one and exciting one. I regret not doing it earlier in my college year because this is my final semester. And I could have used what I've learned throughout this course in my other courses and my other presentation. All right. What I've learned from my first presentation was a complete disaster. I never watched the video. I was afraid to watch it, even though I still haven't watched it as yet. I used so much vocal filter, I was nervous and shaking. And the fact that I'm not used to light shining in my eye, I couldn't even see the crowd. By doing this course, I've gained a lot of confidence. I've learned how to project my voice loudlier. I found out the importance of sourcing my reference because initially I never really found out why it was really necessary. I've developed a better posture, and I also, in my first presentation, one of the main down points of my presentation was that I use a monotone, as in I was always on one tone. I never changed my pitch of my voice, and this can be boring to others and missed. All right. So, from the book, I've learned concept of how to interact with people. I've learned the term pseudo listening. I do it so much time with my brother. I'm not even sure if he noticed. Like, he'll be talking and I'll be like watching TV or playing game because I found him annoying. Alright. I've also learned that person can have conflict with you overtly and covertly. That is, they can show that they don't agree with you by their body language, and also by how they respond to you verbally. This experience will become a part of me for my life because it's very valuable, and I learned so much, and I've become a much better communicator than I came here before. Even in my language and content, I felt very confident answering my questions. And the judges were impressed with my answers and how I structured it. And I will bring this experience and all these experiences that I've watched from you guys presenting and from Miss grading my assignment low. Thank you, Miss Simmons, and everyone, even my teammates who have been helpful to me. Thank you.
At the beginning of this class, I thought myself to be quite the effective communicator. Though I did not have a very good understanding of what communication was or who was an effective communicator. On the first day of this oral communication class, I learned that communication is a systematic process in which people interact with and through symbols to create and interpret meanings. Before the end of the semester, I realized that my definition of communication was rather limited, and so I was not such an effective communicator as I had thought. You see, I believe that communication was just one party listening and the other party talking. However, I have learned that communication is an open, two-way street, and it involves active listening from all those involved in the communication process. Listening is a very important part of communication, and if one does not listen properly, then communication is not effective. Listening is defined as an active, complex process that involves being mindful, physically receiving messages, selecting and organizing information, interpreting communication, responding, and remembering. After gaining this information, I realized that I was guilty of hearing and not listening. When engaged in a conversation, I would physically receive the messages, and without proper selection and organization of the information received, I would be quick to respond. This often led to misconceptions and confusion. However, based on what I have learned from this course, I will start to practice active listening. This involves being mindful, physically receiving the messages, selecting and organizing material, interpreting what is communicated, responding, and remembering. Another important concept I learned from this course was that communication not only involves the word we speak, but also everything else we do. This is known as nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication is symbolic and ambiguous and may sometimes be misinterpreted. There are, like verbal communication, nonverbal communication follows a certain set of prescribed behaviors, sometimes specific to a region. There are different types of nonverbal communication. These are kinesics, haptics, such as physical touch, physical appearance, artifacts, and chronemics. This is how we deal with time. During my first few presentations, I had the tendency to slouch over the podium or to stand crookedly or fidget. Though it was not my intention, this showed that I may not have been interested in my presentation, and it also portrayed me as being nervous. Yes, I may have been a little nervous, but my nonverbal language gave it away rather easily. Through this class, I have learned to be more mindful of my posture or my kinesics, and as they are just effective as the things I say. Overall, I believe that every lesson learned in this class was a great benefit to me. Though in my profession, I may never have to make many public speeches, I will have to deal with individuals on a daily basis, and I must be able to communicate effectively. The lessons learned in this class have taught me how to do this, and I will try my best to practice them throughout my lifetime. Thank you.